And welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global TV. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channels 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now the news in full. The Speaker of Nigeria's House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has reaffirmed the commitment of the 10th House of supporting regional development commissions across the country's 6 geopolitical zones, represented by his deputy Benjamin Kalu at the inauguration of Key House Committee. The Speaker called for robust legislative oversight and stronger collaboration to ensure the commissions deliver meaningful impact. Our National Assembly correspondent, Annette Patrick, reports.
It was a significant moment at the National Assembly as the House of Representatives formally inaugurated committees on the South-South, Southwest, and North Central Development Commissions. Representing the Speaker, Deputy Speaker Honorable Benjamin Kalu noted that regional commissions are more than bureaucratic institutions that are vital links between local needs and national policy. He stressed that the success of the commissions must be measured by the real outcomes, especially for youth, women, and rural communities. He emphasized the need for equity, accountability, and collaboration across all levels of governance.
We must ensure that these development commissions become platforms for action, not bureaucracy. The decisions you take today must be guided by both present demands and future consequences. We are not just planning for today. We are laying the foundation for the generations that will come after us. The President is asking all of you who are going to be in these commissions, where do you want to see your region in the next 5 years?
The newly inaugurated chairman of the South-South, Southwest, and North Central Development Commissions say the inauguration will bring about the development of the region through improved infrastructure, advocacy for better funding, agricultural expansion, healthcare, oil spill remediation, youth empowerment, and strengthening of security architecture.
As clearly articulated in Section 8, Article 1, Paragraph A to J of the South-South Development Commission Act 2025, our key focus area include the remediation of oil polluted environment, youth empowerment, access to quality healthcare and education, renewable energy solution, climate resilience, and the creation of sustainable livelihood.
Today's inauguration is not just a ceremonial, it's a bold reaffirmation of our collective commitment to addressing the unique developmental needs of our respective regions. Each of these commissions was created with a clear mandate to serve as an instrument for regional transformation, post-crisis rehabilitation, economic rejuvenation, and sustainable growth.
The inauguration of the committee today marks a new chapter in our collective effort to drive sustainable growth, infrastructural development, and socio-economic transformation in the southwest region of Nigeria. Our mandate is extrapolated thus to ensure that the Southwest Development Commission fulfills its purpose of addressing developmental gaps.
The newly inaugurated committees are expected to work closely with state governments, civil society groups, and development partners to implement homegrown solutions that reflect the realities on ground. Annette Patrick, Global Television News.
The Nigerian Senate holds a special session in honor of the late former President Muhammadu Buhari today, Wednesday. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, says the tribute session will reflect on his legacy and contributions to national development following his recent demise. Recall that last week the Federal Executive Council FEC held a special session in honor of late ex-president. The suspended senator representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, Natasha Akpoti has vowed to drag the leadership of the Senate before the appellate court after she was barred from accessing the National Assembly complex. A fuming Akpoti Uduaghan told journalists that she will consult her legal team immediately to kickstart the process, stressing that it was a violation of a recent judgment calling for a reinstatement. The decision came after she was denied entry to the National Assembly despite a court order that faulted the long suspension slammed on her. The Federal High Court in Abuja has dismissed the no-case submission filed by the legal team of former Benue State Governor Gabriel Soswan and another defendant in the alleged 3.1 billion naira fraud case instituted against them by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission since 2015. Justice Peter Lifu delivered the ruling emphasizing that Soswan and the former Commissioner for Finance, Omodachi Okelabia, need to throw more light on the allegations against them, considering the testimonies given by witnesses during the proceeding. It was previously reported on May 14, 2025 that the defense lawyers had sought the court's permission to file a no-case submission, insisting that their clients had no case to answer. A new national chairman of the ruling All Progressive Congress may emerge on Thursday during its National Executive Committee meeting in Abuja. In June, former Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje resigned as the party's national chairman, citing health issues. Thereafter, Deputy National Chairman Ali Dalore was installed as acting national chairman of the party. Katsina State Governor Diko Rada has been discharged from the hospital where he received medical attention following an accident on his journey from Katsina to Daura. This was contained in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary Ibrahim Mohammed made available to journalists in Katsina. The statement added that the governor looked forward to delivering the transformational agenda for the development and prosperity of Katsina State. You are watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. The News Cycle returns. CBN restates interest rate at 27.5%. Of the other side, details coming shortly, plus sports and foreign stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is News Cycle on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business now, Central Bank of Nigeria has retained its benchmark interest rate monetary policy rate
Central Bank of Nigeria government
at 27.5%, citing ongoing pressure on prices of goods and services, as well as continued global uncertainties. The governor of CBN, Olayemi Cardoso, disclosed this while briefing the press at the end of the 301st Monetary Policy Committee (MPC) meeting in Abuja. Over now to Kikelamo Okere for details.
The Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Olayemi Cardoso explained that the decision to maintain the current monetary policy rate was premised on the need to continue to ensure the ongoing disinflation while vigorously ensuring decline prices. The Apex Bank retained the monetary policy rate at 27.50%, maintaining the asymmetric corridor around NPR at plus 500 to minus 100 basis points, retained the cash reserve ratio CRR for deposit money banks at 50% and the merchant bank at 16%, keeps the liquidity ratio unchanged at 30%.
Given the persistent uncertainty in the policy environment and underlying price pressures, monetary policy will need to maintain its current stance until risks to inflation recede sufficiently.
The committee also acknowledged the decline in the headline inflation in June 2025, the third consecutive month of deceleration. This was largely driven by the moderation in the energy prices and stability in the foreign exchange market. Despite this positive development, members observed the uptick in the month-on-month headline inflation, suggesting the persistence of underlying pressure. The CBN boss also reveals that as of July 18, 2025, the nation's foreign reserves stood at $40.1 billion, which could provide import cover for 9.5 months. The MPC also noted that 8 banks have fully met the recapitalization requirement, while others are making progress towards meeting the deadline. The committee therefore urged the management of the bank to sustain its oversight of the banking system to ensure continued resilience, safety and soundness of the financial system, price and other developments.
Gross external reserves rose to $40.11 billion on July 18th, 2025, representing about 9.5 months of import cover for goods.
The Apex Bank says the Monetary Policy Committee will continue to undertake rigorous assessment of economic condition, price development, and outlook to inform future policy decisions. Kike Nomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The House of Representatives has passed the 1.485 trillion naira appropriation bill for Rivers State for 2025 fiscal year on Tuesday. The lawmakers, however, slashed 35 billion naira from the allocation earmarked for CCTV installations, gunboat purchase, and surveillance contract. National Assembly correspondent Annette Patrick reports.
At Tuesday's plenary, presided over by the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, the House considered and adopted the report of its ad hoc committee on Rivers State, chaired by Majority Leader Julius Ayobare, before reading the bill for the third time and passing it. Speaking during the consideration of the committee's report, Honorable Ayobare said the panel also redirected over 30 billion naira from the controversial security-related votes to other priority votes, insisting that the adjustments were necessary to ensure the prudent use of state resources. He stated that the budget allocates 256.42 billion naira for personnel, 162.58 billion naira for overhead, and 1.06 trillion naira for capital expenditure for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025.
The bill for an act authorized the issue from the Rivers State Government Statutory Revenue Fund of the Rivers State account the total sum of 1,485,692,592,444 naira, read third time and pass.
The decision followed earlier concerns by the ad hoc committee over several allocations, including 24 billion naira for CCTV at the Government House and 30 billion naira for gunboats, which the panel queried during budget defense.
But we are not preparing interest for the administrator to spend. Our government is continual. At any time, like you have rightly said, we do not pray for any extension, but if it becomes inevitable, it was purposely on the issue that there was no governance because there was no budget. And the Supreme Court ordered that those democratic provisions should be restored. And that also reflected in Mr. President's speech when he declared emergency. So what the administrator brought is a budget that constitutionally is to have a lifespan of 1 year.
Recall that President Bola Tinubu had initially forwarded the 1.48 trillion naira Rivers State Appropriation Bill to the National Assembly for consideration in May for urgent intervention to restore governance and accelerate development in Rivers State. The president stated that the budget aims to address development challenges in Rivers State, specifically in the areas of infrastructure, education, healthcare, agriculture, and security. Annette Patrick, Global Television News.
The federal government has inaugurated the governing board of the National Automotive Development Council, NADDC, to strengthen the council's capacity to effectively oversee and drive the development of the Nigerian automotive industry. The Minister of State for Trade and Investment, Senator John Owon Eno, charged members of the newly constituted board to reposition Nigeria's automotive sector for industrial development and global relevance. Ubong Usoro has the details.
The National Automotive Development Council was focused on promoting local manufacturing, enhancing industry's contribution to national economy, as well as fostering sustainable development in the automotive sector. The Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment, Senator John Owon Eno, emphasized the need to revive local vehicle production, attract fresh investment into the automotive manufacturing and drastically reduce Nigeria's reliance on imported vehicles. He says the inauguration signals a renewed commitment by the government to transform Nigeria's automotive sector into a job-creating and revenue-generating industry.
I urge you to approach your duties with dedication, with diligence, and forward-thinking approach without interference in the day-to-day administration of the council. I charge this board with the following key responsibilities: strategic planning, policy formulation, stakeholder engagement, infrastructure development, skills development, attracting investment, promoting local content, promoting CNG and electric vehicles. It's so important.
In his remark, Chairman of the Governing Council, Chief Emma Enoko, pledged the board's full support for the federal government industrialization efforts.
Our task is to work with patriotic resolve and strategic foresight to reposition Nigeria as a major hub for automotive manufacturing assembly.
The council is saddled with the responsibility of implementing the National Automotive Industry Development Plan (NAIDP), aimed at boosting local production, setting industry standards, promoting parts manufacturing, and facilitating technology transfer. Obon Osoro for Global TV.
On the foreign scene now, the United Kingdom government has revealed details on its plan to cut foreign aid, with support for children's education and women's health in Africa facing the biggest reductions. The government said in February it would slash foreign aid spending by 40%, from 0.5% of gross national income to 0.3%, to increase defense spending to 2.5% after pressure from the U.S. A Foreign Office report and impact assessment show the biggest cut this year will come in Africa, with less women's health and water sanitation, with increased risk of disease and death. More than 100 aid agencies warn that mass starvation is spreading across Gaza, accusing Israel of not allowing food inside Gaza to be distributed. The agency's statement says that they are witnessing their own colleagues, and the Hamas-run health ministry in Gaza says 33 people had died of malnutrition in 48 hours. On sports news now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has hailed the Super Falcons for reaching the final of the Women's African Cup of Nations after their dramatic 2-1 victory over Banyana Banyana of South Africa in yesterday's semi-finals in Casablanca, Morocco. The president, in a post on his X handle, described the team's performance as a magnificent display of grit, talent, and the indomitable Nigerian spirit. He says the players had made the nation proud with their effort. The men's singles defending champion of the Central Bank of Nigeria Senior Men and Women National Tennis Championship, Daniel Adeyeye, handed a 2-0 defeat to Ajang Sylvanus by beating him 6-3, 3-6, 6-3 to book his ticket for the second round, while Wanja Elisha lost 1-6, 3-6 to upcoming star Seun Okunsaki. Also victorious was Endurance Ehemose, who triumphed 2-1 over Marayiwo Akinwole, beating him 7-6, 6-1 to advance into the third round. And that's it on Global TV News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @GlobalTVNG. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. Good evening.